Hi, this is Steve Adler. You know, years from now, when people are telling stories about our time in Austin, there will be a folk story starring Andy Tryba and Ride Austin that is told many times to identify who we are, our character, our personality, our culture in this city. You know, we went toe to toe with the two large rideshare companies in the world, standing for what it is that's important to our community, only to have those Goliaths tell us that they didn't want to play, didn't want to meet this community where this community was. The ability to be able to say to them, okay, go away. If that's your choice, go away, because we in this city will replace you one better. You know, when we started talking that way, based on the assurances that we had at that point that maybe we could actually do that, from Andy, from Joe Lamont, from Ride Austin, I wasn't sure we could actually pull it off, but they did. They did in such grand style, in a way that generated so much for local nonprofits, that put drivers first, that did it with drivers that had the background checks that others said were impossible to achieve. That effort to be able to create this out of whole cloth in our city has become such an important part of our brand. No city in the world that I'm aware of was able to step forward in those circumstances and triumph in the same kind of way. It's sad that Ride Austin now has closed its door. But I will tell you that the gift that Andy and Joe and Ride Austin gave to our community, how we see ourselves, has been absolutely invaluable, and I wanted to say thank you for that.
My name's Ann Kitchen, and I'm on the Austin City Council. And I'm so pleased to be here and excited to say thank you to Andy Tryba for his extraordinary work in creating Ride Austin. He brought forward this innovative rideshare effort at a time when our city really needed help. This was an effort that was focused on better options for drivers and for riders and the community as a whole. And so I am so proud of the work that he did, so thankful for the work that he and his team did. And so I'm proud to be able to read a proclamation for Andy. So, Andy Tryba, a serial entrepreneur for many technology companies, whereas Andy Tryba stepped up and launched Ride Austin, a nonprofit company modeled to provide transportation services to all in our city when an alternative TNC option was needed to better address the safety needs of drivers, riders, and disabled persons in our communities. And whereas Ride Austin provided 3 million rides, raised over $450,000 for local nonprofits, and paid drivers $38 million, and worked in partnership with the city, with Cap Metro, and the Community Care Collaborative to offer medical rides to lower income folks and veterans, all while being dedicated to open data sharing. And whereas Ride Austin, with Andy Tryba's guidance, addressed the needs of our city during a crisis moment by building a service with Austin's values in mind. Now, therefore, I, Ann Kitchen, on behalf of Steve Adler, the mayor of the city of Austin, Texas, and my fellow colleagues on City Council, do hereby proclaim July 30th as Thank You, Ride Austin Day. And again, Andy, you're such an asset to our community. I can't thank you enough for your extraordinary effort. You proved and you showed that we can do rideshare in a way that works for our community, that pays drivers what you should, and that works for riders. So again, thank you so much for this extraordinary effort.
Hi, Andy. Mayor Pro Tem Delia Garza here, and thank you for the work that you did during an incredibly tough time, especially as someone that was on the city council at that time, as our city was standing up and saying that we weren't going to be bullied by billion-dollar corporations, and that safety was of the utmost importance in our community. Thank you for what you did to create Ride Austin. I'm really going to miss it. It was really the only ride share that I used. So when I would travel to other cities, I would have to stay really close to where I was having to go. And obviously, of course, use public transportation. Thank you. Thank you so much for all that you did for our community. I look forward to continue to work for you as we continue to work to make our community stronger and better, and especially safe during this time. Bye-bye.